I had replayed this moment in my mind 100 times, yet somehow it still hurt just as sharply every single time. Standing outside the cafe where Emily spent most of her afternoons, that familiar swirl of hope and dread twisted in my chest again. Every time I convinced myself things might finally be different, she found a way to remind me they weren't. Still, some naive part of me kept believing she'd eventually notice me. Truly notice me. Emily stepped out of the cafe with her usual effortless confidence, sunlight glinting through her hair. I took a breath, trying to keep my voice steady as I stepped forward. "Emily, could we talk for a second?" She let out a soft sigh. Not cruel, but somehow it cut deeper than anything she could have said out loud. "James," she said gently, "I've told you before. You're a great guy, but I don't see us like that." There was the same line delivered with the same calm finality. She wasn't trying to hurt me. She wasn't cold. But the rejection still landed exactly where it always did. Sharp and predictable. And yet, I nodded like I had been expecting it. "I understand," I murmured, forcing a smile. "I just thought maybe this time." "Please don't do this to yourself," she cut in, shaking her head softly. She turned and began walking away, and for the first time, I didn't trail after her. Maybe it was acceptance. Maybe exhaustion. Or maybe I was simply tired of fighting for a place she never intended to offer me. But before Emily reached the parking lot, another voice sliced through the silence. "Honestly, I'm getting tired of watching this." I turned, startled, to see Lily, her friend, standing just a few feet behind me. She had been inside the cafe with Emily earlier. I hadn't even noticed her follow us out, but from a determined look on her face, it was obvious she had seen everything, and she was far from pleased. She crossed her arms, eyes locked on Emily's retreating figure. "She doesn't deserve this kind of loyalty," Lily said flatly. "Not from you." I blinked. "Lily, really, it's okay. She just doesn't feel the same." "No," she snapped. "It's not okay." Then, loud enough for Emily to hear, Lily stepped closer to me and said clearly, "If she can't appreciate you, maybe she should step aside. Why not choose me instead?" Her words hit the air like a spark, bold, unexpected, impossible to ignore. The noise from the cafe seemed to fade to nothing as I stared at her, trying to process what I had just heard. My heart thudded in my chest, part shock, part something new and unfamiliar. Lily wasn't messing with me. She wasn't joking. Her eyes were steady, confident, more confident than I had ever seen Emily be with me. Emily paused at her car door and looked back. Her expression flickered, confusion, surprise, maybe even a hint of disbelief. She clearly hadn't seen this coming. Lily's words weren't rehearsed. They were raw, honest, and heavy. Lily, I started, but the words tangled in my throat. Every feeling I'd buried for Emily, the long nights of wondering, the frustration, the endless hoping, collided all at once with this new reality standing right in front of me. Lily wasn't asking for anything. She was offering. "You don't have to wait around for someone who refuses to see your worth," she said softly, stepping closer. Her voice carried a calm certainty, almost magnetic. "I've watched the way you care, the way you treat her. She doesn't appreciate it. But I do." I could barely believe what I was hearing. Part of me wanted to cling to the years I'd spent chasing Emily. But another part, tired of being dismissed, tired of being invisible, leaned toward the sincerity in Lily's voice. Emily's eyes met mine, suddenly sharper, questioning, surprised. For the first time, I saw hesitation in her expression, a realization that the dynamic had shifted. She had always assumed my devotion was guaranteed, that my patience was endless. Lily's boldness shattered that illusion in an instant. I looked at Lily again, searching her face, and for the first time, things felt clear. No more second-guessing. No more waiting for someone to maybe choose me one day. Lily wasn't offering pity. She was offering recognition. "Are you serious?" I asked, barely above a whisper. She nodded without hesitation. "I've been serious since the day I realized how much you give and how little she notices. You deserve better than being ignored, blocked, or pushed aside." Her words hit harder than any rejection, because they were true. Emily's jaw tightened. Panic flickered across her face for the first time. The confident stride she'd walked away with was gone. She saw it now. The shift, the consequences of overlooking me for so long. I didn't move toward her. I didn't speak. I just stood there, letting Lily's words settle like a quiet storm. Lily stepped closer and rested her hand lightly on my shoulder, not possessive, but reassuring. "This isn't about making her jealous," she said gently. "It's about choosing someone who actually sees you. Someone who won't disappear for 5 days over a girl's trip. Someone who won't make you feel invisible." I nodded, slowly absorbing the truth in every word. All those nights I'd spent replaying conversations, wondering if Emily would ever return what I gave her, love, care, trust, felt like a lifetime ago. Now, standing beside Lily, it felt like that lifetime of waiting could finally end. Emily opened her mouth as if to speak, but nothing came out. She just stared, realizing the grip she once had on me had slipped for good. And in that silence, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Freedom, not just from rejection, but from a need to prove myself to someone who never really saw me. Lily gave me a soft smile, understanding, steady, quietly victorious. "You don't have to decide right now," she said, gentle but firm. "But remember this, someone who sees your worth won't wait forever." A wave of clarity washed over me. Emily had walked her path exactly the way she always had, and it had brought her right here. The hesitation, confusion, and the sting of missed chances. But Lily had stepped forward without fear. And for the first time, I realized I didn't need anyone to validate me. The recognition, the respect, the connection I'd been chasing. Lily offered all of it freely, without tests or conditions. I looked back at Emily one last time. No anger, no bitterness, just acceptance that her choices had written the end of our story. Then I turned fully toward Lily, feeling years of disappointment lift with every step toward someone who genuinely saw me. The cafe buzzed around us, unaware of the shift that had just occurred. How a story built on rejection and longing had changed direction entirely. And as Lily and I walked away together, the world felt wider, brighter, full of possibilities. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't standing in anyone's shadow.